Hey, I'm unemployed right now, so one of the ways I burn through my non-relevant existence is by playing Oxygen Not Included. But I couldn't play it for long because I had traumatic flashbacks of my days as a programmer. I gave it some thought, and then I realized Oxygen Not Included is low-key, just programming. So let me tell you why. First up, we need to get our code editor out. As an ex-Google, ex-Facebook tech lead, I recommend using Microsoft Word as a millionaire. The first thing I noticed is the lack of documentation. I spoke about traumatic flashbacks, and the first moment I started playing Oxygen, I hit the wall. The documentation was shit. The developers offered a bunch of tips as you played along, but it was all very disjointed and incohesive, a bit like my past relationships. But just like a professional software engineer, I went to Google University where I got my real education. The Stack Overflow equivalent for Oxygen is its official forums. YouTube is YouTube. Look, I'm a full stack developer. I pull code from Stack Overflow and call it my own. Instead of reinventing the wheel, just copy somebody else's work. And when it comes to copyright, just declare yourself a sovereign citizen. So, really, just like programming, you overcome your deepest fears by engaging in outright plagiarism through Google University. Once I learned this principle, the world was whole again. Now the next thing is this idea of hello world. All beginners start off by creating a hello world program. It's not any different in Oxygen Not Included. At the heart of it, one of the big milestones involves mining your way to space. And just like writing a simple hello world program, it starts bigger explorations. Going to space in Oxygen allows you to explore other planets with new features and resources. I mean, think about it. From a web developer's perspective, you've just learned HTML and CSS. Then you add on JavaScript. Then you add on React. Then you add on AWS. And then you mess up your code and get a credit card bill of $25,000. In Oxygen terms, you get to space. Then you send out your first rocket. Then you come back with some rare materials. Then you expand your base and you repeat. You finally realize it's 3 a.m. and you're still alone and lonely. Like I said, it all starts with a Hello World program. Now, the last reason why Oxygen is low-key programming is the leak code mentality. I don't know about you, but I wasted time in college doing nothing but hanging out with programmers and pro-fappers. Now, the appeal of leak code is solving the questions. If you wrote your code correctly, you'll see an accepted thingy that tells you that your thing works. You look at your score, you see where you stand in terms of memory usage and runtimes. Now, for normal folk like us, just passing is already a good thing. But I think the top 1%ers are all in on the dick measuring game. I'm sure they try every day to one-up on their fellow lead coder. It's the same thing with Oxygen's community. You build a novel system to solve a problem, say a system to generate hydrogen and oxygen. But if you think your system is good, just search YouTube. You'll see so many systems and one that's better than the previous one. Seriously, this is just an extension of men's dick measuring contests. You can't cut and paste a long dick, but luckily you can copy and paste these designs made by others. And so it comes down to my thoughts on whether you should play this game. Yeah, I kinda like it. It's just a cozy experience that I am so familiar with. The programmer culture, the leak code mentality, the lack of documentation, and the hello world experience. I like how it involves exploration, building systems, and achieving goals. I love random adversities that come your way, almost like real life. I love how cute the duplicates look. I hope one day I will meet a cutie pie just like them. If that sounds like the lonely, sad life of a programmer, then you're right. Thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to say, if you want to support me, please support me on Patreon. And you can do that by giving me a like, because 1 like equals 1 prayer, and 1 subscribe equals 10 prayers. Thank you very much for supporting me on Patreon.